Like first he worked for one family, and he got into it with them, and then he went across the street and started working for the other family, got into it with them, and then got to the point that he had to shoot out with both families. But I guess on the original version he had a sword fight with, I don't know, but the movie was good as hell. But it was that type of violence, like nigga, every 2 seconds you seeing bullets type of shit. One of those movies, every 2 minutes somebody getting shot. You know what I'm saying? 80s.
You know, have you ever seen Everly?
It sounds familiar. Walk me through it.
Well, Penelope Cruz, I believe.
Okay.
It was an entire apartment building owned by the dude called the Boss, who was a pimp. And he hired a bunch of his other working girls to kill Penelope Cruz, the character Everly. And it seemed like it was something Quentin Tarantino would have written and directed.
I ain't never heard of this shit.
Man, you need to watch that movie immediately. Think Kill Bill. There's a lot there.
When did this come out?
Like, it was entertaining, though.
When
it came out like 2008, I believe.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up now. Hold on, give me a second. We're in the ghetto. I gotta look it up real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Start talking about some shit to kill up. We don't need no dead air. Keep it going. Shit, hold on. I'm about to. Oh shit! I dare you to do, nigga. You acting like you.
I was still in dead air. I didn't know you were recording. Let me point that out. I kind of got a sense of that when I heard my voice talking back to me.
No, that was before. That was before I turned the mic on. That was before any of that happened. That was just you talking to the phone. That wasn't me having the mic on. Hold on, well, let me see. You said Everly. I'm about to type this shit up because nigga.
Yep, the dude called the Boss, and they was running to the apartment trying to kill her to get the money. He put out a bounty on her, and she had a daughter.
No, it was Salma Hayek.
Okay, I knew it was bad if I say I knew it was one of them. So now,
let me see. Yeah,
they both look the same. Both smash. From now on, they're going to two categories: smashable, non-smashable.
Yeah, no, they both are smashable. There's no way around it.
Yes, so Nintendo probably won't be happy about this. We won't be getting them as a sponsor anytime soon. The name Super Smash Bros. is going to take on a whole new meaning.
It already has. That's the secret to that one. But yeah, I see it now, nigga. And it's on Tubi. I'm about to watch it tonight. It's free. I'm about to watch it.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed. And the entire time, I'm like, okay, did Quentin write this one and just never release it?
I want you to watch motherfucking Underwater. So you can't. Oh my god, you might get the full sense of it. Damn, because it's just scary as hell. I mean, it's the thought of it.
When did it come out?
I want to say 2019, 2018, something like that.
Okay.
It got the bitch from it. I told you, from Twilight, Kristen Stewart, and she actually did good.
Who already has shot and soon will be playing Princess Di?
Who playing Princess Di?
Kristen Stewart.
And what?
Her theatrical life story.
I guess, go ahead and fuck that woman life up.
I don't like all that dead air between there.
Go fuck that woman life up with Kristen motherfucking Stewart. You know what? Because I don't like what she won my heart with this Underwater piece. So I guess, but everything else I've seen her in, I try to give her a chance on. It'd be like, bitch, she could really play. I don't like her, and I don't like Rachel Adams. That's the two actors right now working that I could do without. I can do without them. She the worst Lois Lane.
Actors and actresses you don't like just because.
Yeah, just because. She the worst Lois Lane. She worse than the bitch on the show, and she look retarded. The bitch on the new show look like she's special needs for Lois Lane, but she better than this last bitch. I mean, Rachel Adams from the fucking what's the shit? This Justice League shit. Bitch.
the name Adams alone is kind of making me sad because
and then
I
they
haven't
did that
watched
here.
it, which so I guess I'm already being a little preemptive. But the fact that they put the Adams family back out, I know you can't replace Raul Julia. R.I.P. / M. Bison.
But the new guy is doing good. Oscar Wilde is doing all right as Gomez. Oscar Wilde, he representing us Gomez voice. You know, he doing this thing.
But I know. But the fact that they did it as anime.
We had a couple of dope.
Animated.
I'm saying since then we had a couple of dope Gomez's, so you know it's been represented well. Cause Tim Curry played on once, and it was kind of he represented Tim Curry.
It's animated.
No, and
they just released another one.
I know part 2 was what makes it wrong because animated. It can't be animated.
It's animated.
But it's still the Addams Family movie.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
The cartoon.
Yeah, I'm
good.
like, why? They just tried something new.
Yeah, because they never had. They said they never had a 3D Addams Family yet. That's when they made them come forward with it.
Yeah, but back in the day when you had the 2 Ghostbusters cartoons out simultaneously.
One of them was fake though. But the irony was
that you sing the theme song.
But the irony is
Ghostbusters, let's go.
Right, and the irony is the one that was fake was the one they called themselves the real Ghostbusters to try to like play it off.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was called the real one that came off, formerly Fox 50.
Yeah, that bullshit because it was for the streets, and it could have been anything else. They could have changed the name and made that shit pop, and they tried to be on some bullshit and fucked up the church's money, and that's why that.
So not only was that they got had the audacity to put the real in front of it.
The real, yeah, they was trying to be funny. That's why I feel like I bet you if we go on YouTube and research that whole situation, there's a story behind them doing that shit and came up short. The same
so
way.
we're gonna make something called Super Mario Brothers, but I'm spell Mario Maryo.
That's exactly what was going on. But back then,
and I'm gonna call it the real Super Mario Brothers.
But back then, people was doing shit like that and not getting caught. So it was like, for example, but
you're not getting caught. It was on network television.
No, I'm saying like that's when it started, I guess, being pulled up. But it was a lot of projects back then that was like the same as another project, but they would do their version of it. And
I was just about to say that's how you get around copyright infringement. Right. You put the word "real" in there. The real on top of that. It's not called Ghostbusters. It's called the real Ghostbusters.
Right. Yeah. Shit like that. So, because they were saying like,
well, I mean, they would have tried. So what? Then you can just keep everything else the same. You could name Egon.
That's what made it even crazier. Like it wasn't even the same. So y'all could have named it something else. Like if I happen to bring out a story with Kareem in it, somebody bring out. In fact, I did see some shit that was like Kareem, and I felt some type of way. But I said, okay, when I drop my shit, I'm gonna drop it differently. But I did see somebody made a little cartoon with a character who kind of like Kareem, and the powers were similar to Kareem's as far as dealing with the fire. And I was like, whoa! And he like pulled out a sword and everything. So I just told myself, well, mine won't pull out a sword like this. But it was like really parallel. At least that's what we need to start making.
No longer as a young boy, a black man, he will get dreads.
Well, I was already toying along with the idea of him having dreads made of fire. So he was gonna have like blonde hair, but it's gonna be fire the whole time. I was gonna like make the ends fire and they coming off his back. So I already been toying with that idea of him having dreads. Because I wanted to have it that he don't grow hair, he grows fire for hair. So.
But copyright infringement.
Well, we ain't copyright.
But I would laugh about that. But we were saying before about Power Rangers, it was on Haim Saban. I'm not sure he probably was behind Ultraman too.
I think when dealing with that shit, it probably has something to do with him playing with the international copyright laws because it's already publicly acknowledged that it's based on that show, Gotcha Man or whatever over there in Japan. So it's obviously taken from that show, and they use clips from that show. So I'm assuming it was some type of business deal done back in the day of him taking the Megazord was just like Voltron, and the suit was looking so much like Ultron and all that shit. So
Yeah, I know. Every time I try to tell somebody who's not up on that, the original Zord was directly Voltron. We even had the yellow line down there for one.
yeah, that's what they called him. And then I started noticing too, like when you look back at it though, it's just that Power Rangers kind of stood out more. But when you look back at it, a lot of the shows was kind of based like that, and they would have like on Voltron they were called Paladins instead of Rangers.
Right.
And instead of Zords, they were called, they're lions. And they would, and I think back when we were younger, I want to say, wasn't they numbered when we were younger? It was like more than the codes. It was like number 1, number 2, number 3. Wasn't it like that?
I believe so.
Because I want to say I had the
Black Lion was the biggest.
Yeah, because I want to say I had the blue one. I think the blue one was one of the legs. I want to say I had the blue one a long time ago. Because I had one of the toys that like broke down. It was kind of like the size of a car. It was dope.
Red, green, blue.
And you were supposed to be able to connect it with other toys. It was supposed to, like, the premise was you were supposed to buy all the lions and connect it and make the full.
Yeah, they were make Voltron, yeah.
Yeah, so I had one of them, though. Because that was the thing. It was supposed to be like either you collect all the lions or all your friends got one. And y'all make Voltron.
Yeah.
And I
want to say. In Israel, he had the whole thing. We all got there in the backyard playing with him, putting him together. But, I mean, it was that one idea. The whole kaiju, whatever. We got Big O. I don't know if you ever watched that before.
That was my shit, too.
Yeah, my man, he get dressed up in a tuxedo before he go out and get his sword. No.
Yeah, but that's a common thing with them, so I want to make a kaiju movie, low-key. I haven't written anything on that level yet, but I wouldn't mind if somebody wrote a script.
Pacific Rim didn't do well in that time.
I wouldn't mind doing a kaiju film in America, yep. In Detroit, shit, fuck it, why not? Kaiju,
that's what they said. What was that movie? J.J. Abrams produced it.
Shit, I don't know what.
Cloverfield.
That's what the movie I'm telling you, Underwater is related to that.
But Cloverfield, he said he made that because he said he was over in Japan with his son, and he realized that America never had their own monster like that. Godzilla, obviously Japanese.
Yeah.
And all that stuff going, they just caught on over here, which I guess that's America's history. But
yeah, I guess the only thing we do got is King Kong. That's it. Everything else is pretty much Asia. But yeah, but the movie I'm telling you about,
the movie Congo was better. No.
The movie I'm telling you about, Underwater, is related. It's kind of a sequel to Cloverfield.
Did they send you a check?
Who?
The producers are Underwater. It's like every couple of months you go, but Underwater, and that's why so Underwater.
It's so good.
Oh, let me show my feet. Underwater. Underwater was what?
Brought to you by. Shit. Speaking of
H2O, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Speaking of this episode is sponsored by this nonprofit called Eating Ain't Cheating. They do a little bit for everybody. It's a little nonprofit out of Hazel Park. Couple of sisters, Rachel and Leanne. It's a whole movement, and we just want to pump up. Even though we was pumping up Underwater quite a bit, we actually was supposed to pump up the nonprofit Eating Ain't Cheating. And him trying to Google it, you'll love it. They giving out tampons, they giving out condoms, they giving out wash rag soap. In the wintertime, they give out gloves. Eating ain't cheating, y'all. Eating ain't cheating. Okay, so yeah, but
so this is the first show that is being sponsored by free clinics, or
oh, this ain't a clinic. I think these sisters work out of a car wash, so there's something going on. You got to call them. I don't know the whole situation. I met them at the gas station. But the movie, no, I just brought it up again because it's related to, it's in the same universe as Cloverfield.
No, but Congo, a lot of people don't know about that.
Congo is in the Christian, is in the Christian verse. So you could technically say, but now since they've been sold off, they kind of, Jurassic Park is separate, but you could technically kind of say it's in the same universe as Timeline and Jurassic Park. But they don't do anything.
Yeah,
to connect each other. I don't
Was
know.
that written by Michael Crichton?
Yeah, I read Congo actually. Timeline